Looking at Bella Hadid's poem. So if we look here, we first of all, the first thing we notice is that the headline and lifelines are separate. When the headline and lifelines are separate, this means that the person is independent from a young age, and usually early success from a young age comes from the headline and lifeline separated, because they are confident enough to be like successful at a very young age. And then if we see another sign of young age success, that is the Mercury line going all the way towards the fourth finger. So as I've mentioned before, if you don't have a good fate line or a good sun line, but you have a good Mercury line, then you are very successful, especially from a young age, because Mercury is the god of commerce. It's the god of anything to do with money. So that's why it's so important to have this line, and it's a very good line to have. And she has a very good line because she is like always like publicizing herself, always in the spotlight. So no surprise that she has that line. And then we see her fate line. It's coming from the Mount of Moon. So fate line from the Mount of Moon, and there are some travel lines as well, early travels. So the fate line from the Mount of Moon means that her parents have money. She is financially secure from a young age, and that she has been in the spotlight from a young age. Her public image has been famous from a young age, and she has been like models, actors, writers. They usually have the fate line coming from the Mount of Moon, because this is the area of the creativity, and this is the area of the public persona. Whatever we have to do with the public, it is coming from here. And then if we see that the heart line is coming from Jupiter, so it's a very long heart line, and it's coming all the way from Jupiter. So this means that she will most likely marry late. I also see a marriage line going all the way towards the Apollo line. So that means that she will marry someone equally as famous or even more famous than her. And then if we see the heart line again, if we concentrate, that means that the marriage, even though marriage line is late, like it's in the early 40s, so she will have a late marriage, maybe in the mid 30s. But if we see this heart line, it usually means late marriage, because the person has a lot of standards. So they want a perfect partner, they idealize love, so they are not realistic when it comes to the matters of the heart. So that's why they like have this idealistic pa- uh, part of love. And now let's look at the mounts. If we see that the Jupiter mount is the most developed, and so this means that she's very ambitious. And we also see that the headline and heartline have a space between them, a huge space. So this means she's very open-minded, gets along with people from different cultures. And if we see that the Venus mount is not that developed, so this means that she is not having that high sex drive, and that she is also have going to have few children, maybe one child totally, or maybe two children totally. So she will have less children. So now if you see the fingers, we see that the fingers, the little finger and the first finger are low set. So this means people who have some self-esteem issues in the beginning of life, who are not that confident, who are confident, but like a bit like what you say, they're confident in front of the camera, but they might have self-esteem issues, like lack an inner confidence. Outer confidence they have, but lack an inner confidence. But this is only in the young age. We also see she is smart because her Mercury finger is going till here, so it's the long Mercury finger reaches here, so it's very long. And then if we see that the Jupiter finger is tilting towards the Saturn finger, so it's taking a bit of its power from Saturn. And then if we see that the thumb, now the thumb is very important. The thumb, the phoenix eye is there, so she has interest in astrology, numerology. And if we see the thumb is vase shaped, so when it's vase shaped, this means that the person is very diplomatic in dealing with others. We also see logic phalange and will phalange, both are of equal length, so she is balanced when it comes to the will and logic. So overall a very successful hand, just that her idealism might lead her to make unrealistic decisions. She is also likely not to gain weight because her Venus mount is not developed, so she is likely to remain very thin throughout her life. And she is very good with money, but again she might like make idealistic choices, weird choices in her lifetime, and which will also be highly publicized. So that was it for Bella Hadid's palm reading. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope who recommended this palm reading enjoyed it. And guys, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.